Hey, this is Avalis speaking, doing a One Piece chapter review, 1012, and we start off with the cover page. Hopefully, this is a more analytical review, more in depth, maybe. We start off with the cover page, and apparently, Kid is making a mechanized bird. This is a fan request. It's pretty ironic how birds are actually nesting on his head. And 3D, 99%. I don't know what the kanji means, so we'll leave it at that. And funny enough, the bird has 81 on it. So, So we start off with the first page, and we see that Izo is concerned about Kiko's arm, and Kiko states that it's just an itch, so she's muscling through. And she's also kind of throws a jab at her in a way that she actually felt more pain in her heart for her brother leaving her for which is pretty much almost 30 years. 20 or 30, I'm not sure, but it was a long time. Izo left. So I don't think he has the right to say that. But I guess he is concerned about her, so it does make sense. And she's okay, she still wants to muscle through. And we see that Kappa asks a very, I think, important question here. And it says, Izo, if the country is opened as we hope, what do you suppose would become of Wano? And why is Kappa asking this of Izo? Well, simply because Izo knows how the outside world works. So she should be able to pretty much estimate what's going to happen. And she pretty much says, let's talk about if we survive into morning, and Kappa Pastor. But this is a very important question. And what I think would happen is the world government will probably try to shut down Wano. Because Wano, if you recall, it's the people created the poneglyphs. And if that's the case, I don't think the world government wants that information getting out there. And just like Nico Robin's home country was eradicated, I'm thinking it's pretty much the same thing. So they might be finishing this battle to just go into another battle. And then we go back to Kinemon. Kinemon stating that's all out melee. It's a win or die situation. And that he's already made contact with Momonosuke or something like that. And he wants to join and scatter. He wants to scatter the scabbards to help where they're most needed. And I guess Kiko is trying to redeem herself because she just let this one vanquish Kanjiro for good this time. I'm hoping she does. And Kinemon just stays silent and looking at her. And we see the Master Cat Viper enters and she's talking to Nekomamushi. And Nekomamushi appears to have not been aware that Pedro died. And I kind of feel bad for Pero Spero because he didn't kill Pedro. Pedro killed himself. So there's a lot of hate going to Pero Spero for no reason. I understand he's the cause of his death, but it was like, how would you say? It was story necessary for Pedro to die. Because if you just went into Big Mom's territory and left without no consequences, but then again, Roger did that too, so. But then again, Luffy's not Roger. In terms of strength. So, it kind of makes sense for him to die, but I feel like they're blaming him too much. I feel bad for Pero Spero. I don't like the character, to be honest. But I feel kind of bad in a way. Like, all this negative hate's going for him for no reason. Why not you just blame Big Mom? Big Mom is the real reason why he blew himself up. And I guess Kinemon does say, Kiko, come with me. So I guess Kinemon and Kiko are going to split up in one point. And Nekomamushi's heading off to where Pero Spero is. And then we go to Yamato, Momonosuke, and Shinobu. And she says something, I don't know what it means. Just watch out for the Marys. I guess those are the robots that spy. And I guess Yamato's fed up of just guarding people. And she even states, like, it's just pretty hilarious how she's saying that this doll is going to be the decoy. And this is, I like this because it shows that Yamato's a good character. And she just wants to fight. And Momonosuke could pretty much tell 100% that she just wants to fight. Shinobu too. And in a way, they're actually holding her down, so she needs to fight. It's gonna be interesting if she's gonna fight Kaido. I'm gonna be really interested in the dynamic of their fight between them, because it's pretty much daughter and father fighting each other. So I'm really interested in to see how this is gonna work out. And after she leaves, she does ask Luffy, how is Luffy doing? And Momonosuke states he is the same as earlier, weakened but still well. However, there are only two voices, which means one. And Yamato states stops. She's running away, but she stops and realizes it's a one-on-one. I have to hurry. So pretty much, this goes back to my notion that based on the lore, a one-on-one, you bet on Kaido. So Kaido should win one-on-one. So I believe Kaido will win. Yamato will get in there and stall out Kaido until Luffy partially recovers and gets back in the fight. And Yamato, I'm really hoping she does become a nakama, a crewmate, because she has a good dynamic. She's already met Frankie, and she pretty much had a good dynamic with them. And she leaves them, and she heads off. And Momonosuke, the interesting part here, he starts reading the journal. Now this can go into a lot of different directions. One direction I believe it's happening, since he's reading the journal, I do not believe Momonosuke will join the crew anymore. That's what I believe. And Shinobu is just like peeping it. So I'm wondering if this is written in the ancient text. Because Momo should have been. No, then again, he wasn't teached. So Odin never teached him. I think. It's never been stated, but recall. And then we get to a very comedic part. We see Sanji carrying some sort of crucifix. And it turns out this crucifix is none other than Zoro. So Sanji is now guarding Zoro. So Zoro is, I think, severely hurt. Is Zoro completely out? I'm hoping not. But based on this, it could be that he is. And Sanji has been just wandering, apparently. And he has a Diablo Jambe in his leg. So that's pretty interesting. And the minions here, the fighter, saying, oh, we hit the jackpot. And Sanji's being annoyed. And you can see, like, it doesn't matter if they have the rivalry, they still care each other. They're not going to let themselves die. And the interesting part here is we get actually a flashback a few dozen minutes early. And we see that Law gets teleported, but apparently he miscalculated. And he falls. And it's funny how Law just lands with his legs crossed like a boss. That's pretty Law-like, I guess. And Sanji's pissed off because he just wants to be holding girls, not men. And what interesting is he does call out Zeus, and this could lead into the Zeus Nami thing, and I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm really hoping, based on logical thinking, how come Big Mom just doesn't extinguish Zeus? Just like, you don't need him anymore. Just return back the soul back to your body. Wouldn't that make you stronger, Big Mom? But probably it's not gonna happen. Nami should just get Big Mom's Devil Fruit, period, at this point. Because it's kind of ridiculous how all the powers are going to Nami. We still have to wait to see what the other powers do. But we see, and the interesting part here is Law apparently doesn't even have the time to treat Zoro. But he does say that Zoro has 20 or 30 broken bone. Give him a splinter and keeps his head up, facing up. So he gives Sanji instructions what to do. So in my opinion, based on what Law is doing, Law is fully aware that these injuries are not enough to kill Zoro. That's what I'm thinking. Because if they were life-threatening injuries, Law would have not left Zoro to die just like that. So these injuries are not life-threatening. That means Zoro could recover, but 30 broken bones? Like, I don't know how you can recover from that. How are you going to recover? But then again, doesn't if we look in the flashbacks, doesn't Luffy and Baroque recover broken bones just by drinking milk? Is that I think that has to do some sort of hockey based or some technique. And Sanji's stating the obvious. I'm not a doctor, but he still does it. He still takes the time to strap him up. And this is the interesting part. Sanji asks what got you up messed up, and it's Big Mom, and it makes steps. And Sanji is actually surprised that Zoro made it to the rooftop. And he asks for Luffy. And Zoro says it seemed like Luffy had figured something out. He's going to win. And then Sanji states, I already knew he would. This to me is potentially foreshadowing that Luffy will lose. Because normally, before big battles, they normally never state if they're gonna be victorious before that. And now they're like completely stating they're victorious. So I'm thinking he's gonna lose. And Zoro falls asleep, and he runs into Izo and Kappa. Kappa, he's funny. But actually, Zoro wakes up and gives them instructions. Zoro of all people telling them where to go. This is shocking. Has Zoro matured a bit? Like, Jesus. Getting beat down by two Yonkos really changed him. But he stays head to the performance floor. And that's true. That's where the King and Queen are there. But Marco's there too. So we'll see where that works out. And appears real hand. And one of these fathers, I don't know which one is state, or it's Izo, I think, states, we're losing valuable men, power left and right. So this battle was not supposed to be long term. And we go back into the main topic or the controversy, and it's Big Mom. And Big Mom's asking, page 1, was it you, the one that burned down the Okiboro town? So if she's asking page 1, that means page 1 is not unconscious because he's twitching. We see like movement. So he's not completely dead. And Ulti, surprisingly, is more level-headed than I thought. Because she is charging forward. But she isn't like super aggressive like before. When she, like, I remember when Luffy just hit page 1 and she went berserk. But this time, I guess there's a difference in opponents here. And this is a really comedic moment. Nami starts praising Big Mom. And Big Mom just shuts him down like pipe down straw hats. I guess mother mode doesn't activate for them. And after they're done with her, she's next. And then all of a sudden, she just does a 180 and now she's cheering for Ulti. And Ulti just shuts her down completely. And pretty much the same. This is really hilarious. I like this. Pipe down. After that old hag, you're next. And Nami gets like, she's in a tight spot. But then something happens. Ulti goes into like speed mode here and does an ulti meteor. And the little wolf dog here, Komachi, is completely knocked down. And Ulti states that she actually broke bones. And she's going to finish the dog up. And she actually smacks Otama. So Ulti doesn't really have child patience, apparently. And Nami's mother mode is probably activated here. And Nami has been shown to be a very maternal person. And I like that about her. But she's also a gold digger, so sorry about that. She's also a gold digger, so that's a really not a good, how would I say? Well, it depends, people. I would say it's not a good trait, but then that depends on the person. Some people that could be a good trait. But Big Mom stares down Ulti and she said, "You hit Otama, my friend." And then Ulti just gives her logic. "You just smashed my little brother, so yeah, so pretty much we're even." And look how fearless Ulti is. Like, she's staring down Big Mom. She's like, "I'm not scared of you." This is pretty interesting. But this triggered Nami's mother mode. And she does a lightning attack. And she's kind of mad. Now, Usopp just wants to run. And Nami just states with conviction here, I'm going to stay here and crush her. So Nami's not running anymore. She's going to fight her. And I'm really interested. If Zeus does come in, is Zeus going to pick Nami with Big Mom here? But then again, we also have two people headed towards Big Mom. Kid and Law. So right now, Kid and Law are headed towards Big Mom. So that should be interesting. So I don't think Big Mom is going to be stalled out by Kid first, probably because he's the one first there. But then again, Law should be getting there faster with his room thing. But I guess he doesn't want to spam it because his stamina issue. But this chapter was a really good chapter. I'm not gonna. It wasn't like bad, but it was good. It progressed the story, and I really like this Zoro crucifix with Sanji carrying him. And this is really hilarious. I think this is Oda pretty much in a way sticking the middle finger to all those people that have like those heated debates. Pretty much like Sanji and Zoro hate each other to the bone, but they don't. They're nakama. They would probably die for each other. They would like I see Sanji pretty much sacrificing his life to save Zoro, and Zoro doing the same for Sanji. In fact, they both already put that to the test when Kuma. Both of them wanted to die for the crew. So they just have a rivalry, and that's it. But anyway, that it was a good chapter. I liked it. Based on my opinions, the story did progress, but still the major quirk here is Big Mom's sudden change. What is this gonna mean? Is this how Big Mom switches side? I really, in my opinion, don't like this. How this is going with Big Mom. She shouldn't have even showed up in this arc, but now she did, and I think Oda's, in a way, struggling to find out what to do with her. Cause she's a Yonko, she's too powerful. She has to be moved in correct places, otherwise she becomes pretty much a story destroyer. Or she's gonna ruin the pacing of the story in a way. But that's good. And another topic I wanted to talk about was the polls. The One Piece polls. And we got the overall rankings. Luffy is number 1. Zoro is number 2. Nami surprisingly number 3. That's surprisingly. Sanji number 4. And Trafalgar D Law still loved by a lot. Number 5. Nico Robin, yes. Number 6. And Boa Hanko number 7. Despite her not doing much for a very long time. She has not been active for a very long time. And people still love her. And what is the most surprising is Carrot. Like, what is Carrot number 8? What? And Ace and Sabo. And I personally don't like these characters that much. So I'm kind of surprised. But Yamato here at number 11. That's really interesting here. She is rising in popularity. She's skyrocketing. She's a newly introduced character, and she is at number 11, which is very interesting. And Shanks, number 12. I guess he's always been kind of popular. And let's see, who else am I interested? What I found very interesting is Gold Roger and Dracula Hawk are both in the same tiers. And we just got a recent arc of Gold Roger. Well, not his complete journey, but a snippet. And this is very interesting here. Anyway, and Mihawk. Anyway, that's all. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Peace out.